Hello, and how's it going, governors? So Pass 7 is unsealed, and we have a full-blown fighting happening in every zone, in every camp. So let's go take a look at Pass 7 opening 24 hours after stats, and then I will show what has been happening on the battlefield between fire and water. So total kill points gain in this KvK, 284 billion, 9 billion in the last 24 hours. 14.2 million T5s were injured or dead in this KvK. So the number has been growing a lot. Hopefully we will hit 500 billion by the end, but we will see. Moving on to kill point standings in all camps. So we have the first place didn't change. We have a fire guy. However, second and third places for KPs are now occupied by two wind warriors, not sushi, and Arua, I don't know, impossible to say the name, who have pushed out another fire warrior who is now in rank number 4. Rank number 5 is occupied by Mayhem from water, and then the remaining 6 to 10 didn't change much. What I also want to show you is the same ranking, but for each camp separately. I've been getting some requests from separate people to show, to tell them their rankings. So first, fire, top 10. You see on your screen, 8 out of 10 of these governors are already over 1 billion KP. The first place, 2.6. Insane. Well done. Earth camp. So we have only 2 governors are over 1 billion KP. The rest are below. Well, some of them are actually nearby. And the Kerrigan, who was previously top 1, is now top 2 in the Earth camp. Wind, you can see also 2 governors are over 1 billion and getting close to 2 billion KP in this KvK, and then few more going to hit that 1 billion mark very soon. And finally, water is led by Mayhem, and there are actually 5 people over 1 billion KP, and then another 2 very close. So if you saw your name, well done. If you want to know your precise location, so we have some changes. 2666 has moved up in total KP earned in this KvK. 32 billion. They are still 7 billion away from 1184, who is the leader of the fire camp, but 2666 has overtaken 1368 from fire and is now up ahead by a substantial 6 billion. However, Water Kingdom 3407, which I am proud member of, is getting really close to 1368 in terms of kill points. Less than 1 billion remaining. So in the next two days, maybe 3 days, we potentially can see Water Kingdom taking that 3rd spot in KP. Just to give you an idea of the remaining kingdoms, so there are a lot of Water Kingdoms after 2029, which is from the Earth. So there's actually a lot of people in the water camp fighting, and then Earth kingdoms are bottom 3 with one of fire, 1706. Taking a look at consolidated camp kill point distribution. So here standings are the same. However, fire leading with 86 is not so far away from water with 82 billion. And then wind has been gaining more KP and making the gap between them and Earth higher. And the main reason why is because they have been, first of all, way more aggressive on their front fighting Earth, but also a squad of wind warriors have joined water camp to fight against fire. So they're kind of fighting on two fronts. So the way that they're generating KP is a lot faster than before. So that's for the stats. Let's go take a look at some main events which occurred in the last 24 hours. So when the Pass 7 was available for rallying, Firecamp did take it first. So Watercamp was on the offensive side trying to take back the pass, while Earth was more defending, going into water territory, making chaos everywhere, trying to push them back, to burn some flags and just be a general nuisance. So this kind of setup was happening for at least few hours, maybe 4 hours, 5. It was hard to say for sure, but Firecamp was, I would say, having an upper hand in the beginning. Very strong numbers. They were playing like a whack-a-mole kind of with Warcamp rallies. As soon as the rallies start going in there, Firecamp would send their swarming marches to take down the rally and either to retreat back into their territory or push in to cause extra damage and extra KP. This was working. The pass was controlled by fire most of the time, and the first rallies were absolutely insane. The biggest rally I think is 167 million kill point is the second biggest, and the biggest rally was from the beginning, from the war camp, of total of 341 million. So Firecamp was taking more deaths at, I would say, 90% of rallies that were happening, and that was quite bad for them. However, jumping on the wind and earth side, here was a very clear dominance by the wind. They were pretty much everywhere on the field, just stomping earth warriors, burning every structure the earth camp put there in front of the pass, and just generally farming KP. Now it all got a little bit more intense and dangerous for water camp after maybe 10-12 hours have passed, when fire broke out and burned the central flag right in front of the Pass 7. So they were holding the field inside war camp territory and holding for at least few hours. So that was a very hard few hours for war camp to stabilize, as they were slowly, millimeter by millimeter, getting pushed back, which was becoming a bit dangerous, as that was the main downtime of war camp. So the numbers have dropped, and the fire, having most likely better time zone coverage, had more people join in the fight to execute this push. Now it was getting really late for me, so I did went to bed, but I had a bit of worry what I will find when I wake up the next morning. So I think I slept maybe 4 hours, maybe less. But when I logged the game, I actually saw a bit different view than what I expected. Yes, this was friendlies, yellow friendlies on the left, and those marches are none other than Windcamp warriors. So what happened in a few hours when I was sleeping, a wind fort was dropped on the left to Pass 7, and wind sent a squad of warriors to support water camp on fighting fire together. So the tides have changed, and now fire was in a more disadvantaged position as they were going now equally, or maybe even more like 2 versus 1 kind of situation, especially after downtime was over for war camp and a lot more and more people were logging in to return to the battlefield. Fire camp was still trying to send out marches into water territory, pushing in through the pass with a big ball of fighters, basically to do the same thing they were doing before wind camp was on the field. However, this was very easily and very quickly shut down by wind and water teams, and fire warriors were now realizing this is not going to be a joke. They will need to defend and play this out in a less aggressive manner than I guess they were expecting. As the fighting still continues, now we do see rallies going into fire team cities, a large amount of marches, blue and yellow, attacking fire territory. They're spreading out, hauling and pushing into fire area on their land and pushing them out. Forts are burning, flags are burning. Nothing is clear yet, however. This is still the beginning. It is possible that this fighting, this slow grind, will take days and might even last until Kingsland. Who knows? But the fact is that we still have to wait and see. Everybody is still in this game, going for the win, and hopefully all of you are having a great time in this KvK. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the battlefield. Peace out.